My name is Cindy Gan. I represent the Frost & Sullivan Brand and Demand Solutions. I'm actually here to congratulate the entrepreneur as well as to share with you on how you can spend your money. Now, Frost & Sullivan, as you all know, are growth partnership companies. We track industries, trends, as well as mega trends that's upcoming in the region. Now, we also work with our companies in terms of their marketing team. So with the content that we have, you can collaborate with our consultants in terms of getting the insights. You can work with us in building your content library. We can work with you in terms of distribution to your target segment, as well as looking at new leads and ROI. So throughout my presentation, I will share with you some of the case studies that we've done. One of these deliverables that we work together with our clients in terms of the content that they have working with their analysts and making that to something that the clients can bring it to their customers. So whether it's a sales tool or whether it's a marketing tool. Now, based on our research, 88% of marketers say that content marketing is top priority, but only 20% has enough access to their multi-channel. So how do we do this? The middle circle, which is our core, that is the content. May it be the consultants, may it be the analysts, global tracking that we have across all industries. With that, we actually have the second layer. These are some of the deliverables, we call it. I'm sure you're familiar with white paper. A third-party validation, 8 pages, some have 12 pages. You have graphics in there. But what it does is actually tells a story from the product that you have. Looking into what's going on in the industry, we set the stage onto your white paper, and then we put in case studies and testimonials of your company. So that product itself or that tool itself, many of you would have used it in your brochures, in your exhibitions, in some of the events, and your salespeople will bring to your clients. Now let's take that to the next level, digital marketing. Let's talk about video white paper. How can you make that wordy 8 to 10 pages to something that is more visual, exciting, with interactivity, something that can be shared, whether it's digital marketing, whether it's social platform. I'll show you one case study later. So then the next one, let's make it more concise, easy to understand. Let's call it infographics. Similarly, infographics, all this can be done with one deliverable, which is the white paper. So what we do is, with the Brand and Demand Solutions team, we work and position your company and brand as a market leader. You leverage Frost & Sullivan industry research thought leadership. And then we look into customizing solutions that is relevant to your marketing stages at that point. Next, I will also like to introduce key account management, which you might have heard from our colleague earlier, which is identifying key accounts, leveraging on the information that you have. What's going on in the company? How are you finger in the pulse on what's going on? What are the news press releases? Who are the changes? What are the changes that's going on within the company? What are the expansion plan within the company? We also work with you on your campaign management and your marketing plan, setting up a KPI, a dashboard, looking at pre-campaign, looking at post-campaign management. For every trade show that you do you really meet the people that you want to meet? Now, this is a case study of a project that we did with the Singapore Stock Exchange. Now, SGX is an investment holding company in Singapore. They provide different services related to securities and derivatives trading. They also provide investors in Singapore and educating them in terms of what are the companies listed in Singapore. And they also educate, or rather this project is about educating the investors on the technology companies. So nowadays, we have technologies that are not relying purely on profitability and growth and net revenues as an indication of how the performance of the company. Investing in tech-related companies can also be looking at what are the activities, maybe a click-through, maybe an e-commerce company. So with that, it's not that straightforward to explain to the investors of this. So investors are retail investors, or it could be just you and I as well. So what we've done, this is the infographics that we did from 50 page of white paper that we did. So we've identified 10 top 10 technologies. Now, you would say SGX, as a trading company, they have a group of analysts on their own. But why do they work with Frost & Sullivan? Because we have a team of ICT analysts, and they're able to make them and articulate to them and where we see the future is going. For example, we know the 50 billion connected devices, where we see the growth of the wearable devices, where we see the internet, Bitcoin, data center, cybersecurity, just to name a few. Now, how Frost & Sullivan will do this infographics differently as well. We also, for the marketing team, I couldn't seem to find this. Okay, if you can see that where the rip is looking, this is like a QR code that has the link. So what SGX has done, they actually posted it on their Facebook and they do it on LinkedIn and distribute it. So with that, you actually use the QR code, download it, and then you get the white paper as well. Okay, so we have the white paper, we have the infographics. This is like a 50-page long white paper. It's very, very tedious to watch. Now let's do a video. I'll just show you a quick summary of what it looks like.
Technology is changing the way that we live, work, and communicate. Smaller, cheaper, and more powerful devices that allow us to stay connected anytime or anywhere are disrupting traditional markets and creating new value. Becoming a digital economy is a top priority to realizing Singapore's smart nation vision, and emerging technologies are key enablers for this journey. With access to a deep...
I'm sorry, I will not play the whole thing because the video is about 3 minutes long. So this is just a guide for the entrepreneurs in terms of what are some of the pricing and how you can utilize your dollars that you've just made from the investors. Lastly, I'll just show with you this slide. So what we're saying in terms of the team of BDS, we work with you in terms of where you are in terms of your stage with the customers. For example, right now you want to create more awareness. You want to be out there. You want to say you are in this space as well. So with awareness, what will you get is potential buyers. Now, these buyers will start considering you versus your competitor. The next question you have is, how do you have credibility, or how do you create credibility with the tools that you have? How do you create that stories that you're relevant and you are looking in the right space as your customer? That's where credibility comes in. Now, these are just guides on what are the stages you're in and some of the products or deliverables that you can consider. Lastly, evaluation, and then becomes clients where you want to continue to upsell or you want to continue to cross-sell to your particular client.